A federal dispatcher vanished from a sealed desert relay station. The door was locked from the inside. Her coffee was still warm. Command claimed she never reported an emergency, but a hidden recorder proved she spent 4 hours answering distress calls no one else ever received. And the last sound wasn't static. Before this story begins, take a moment to do one thing: subscribe to this channel. Because what you're about to hear is not folklore, not creepypasta, and not something pulled from internet rumor boards. This is the kind of story that comes from forgotten case files, mislabeled evidence, and recordings that were never meant to leave federal archives. If you believe that every missing person case has a clean explanation, if you think protocol always works, if you trust that emergency systems always reach someone on the other end, then this story will challenge you. In 1994, a federal emergency dispatcher disappeared from a sealed relay station in the American Southwest. There were no witnesses, no forced entry, no signs of struggle, and no reason for her to leave. For nearly 30 years, the case was quietly closed as a voluntary disappearance. Until a recording surfaced. A recording that was never logged, never acknowledged, never answered. 4 hours of transmissions from a woman who never left her post, yet somehow vanished anyway. Stay until the end. Because once you hear what was recorded that night, you may never trust silence on the radio again. The Red Mesa Emergency Relay Station was built to be forgotten. Perched on a flat slab of sandstone in eastern Arizona, it overlooked miles of empty desert. No towns, no highways, no cell towers. Just red earth, scrub brush, and the distant shimmer of heat rising off the land. Its purpose was simple: listen. The station existed to catch emergency transmissions that fell through the cracks: low-flying aircraft, border patrol units in dead zones, civilian distress calls lost between frequencies. Everything passed through Red Mesa before being relayed to regional command centers. One operator per shift. No partners. No visitors. Most dispatchers avoided the assignment. Elena Ward didn't. At 39, Elena had spent nearly half her life behind radio consoles. She'd worked earthquakes, plane crashes, wildfires, and manhunts. She trusted systems, checklists, and documentation more than people. Red Mesa appealed to her because it was quiet. No office politics. No chatter. Just protocol. She arrived on June 3, 1994, unpacked her things, and logged her first shift without incident. Her supervisors later said she seemed relieved, like someone who'd finally found a place where nothing unexpected happened. That wouldn't last. Elena's discipline bordered on obsessive. Every shift began the same way. Power checks. Frequency sweeps. Backup recorder tests. Handwritten notes time-stamped to the minute, even though the digital system tracked everything automatically. She didn't trust automation. Her logbooks were immaculate. That's why investigators paid attention to what happened on October 11, 1994. Elena's overnight shift began at 7 p.m. She checked in with Southwest Regional Command at 7:12 p.m. Everything operational. Weather clear. No unusual activity. The next scheduled check-in was midnight. That call never came. At 12:18 a.m., Command attempted to reach Red Mesa. No response. By protocol, they waited an hour. By 1:22 a.m., a response unit was dispatched. What they found made no sense. The access door to Red Mesa was locked from the inside. Deadbolt engaged. Windows sealed. No damage. Inside, the station looked lived in. Elena's coffee was still warm. Her jacket hung on its hook. The radio console was powered on. Her logbook was open. Last entry, 11:46 p.m., no traffic. Monitoring continues. No sign of Elena Ward. Search teams combed the surrounding desert for days. Helicopters scanned for miles. Nothing. The official explanation was thin but convenient. She must have left voluntarily. But Elena left behind everything, including her car. The case stalled. Until 2022. During a modernization project, technicians discovered something strange behind the main console. A false panel. Behind it sat a reel-to-reel backup recorder, still mounted, still loaded. The tape was labeled in Elena's handwriting. Secondary backup, October 11th, 94, E. Ward. 4 hours long. When audio specialists pressed play, they heard Elena's voice. Calm. Professional. Unmistakably alive. And recording everything command never received. At 11:53 p.m., a voice broke the silence. A woman. Calm. Too calm. Red Mesa, this is aircraft Sierra Echo 7 requesting immediate assistance. Elena responded instantly. The aircraft gave coordinates that didn't exist on any flight plan. Claimed engine failure. Claimed passengers. Elena attempted to relay the call. Command never answered. The aircraft kept talking. Then another voice joined the frequency. And another. None registered anywhere. At 11:53 p.m., a voice broke the silence. A woman. Calm. Too calm. Red Mesa, this is aircraft Sierra Echo 7 requesting immediate assistance. Elena responded instantly. The aircraft gave coordinates that didn't exist on any flight plan. Claimed engine failure. Claimed passengers. Elena attempted to relay the call. Command never answered. The aircraft kept talking. Then another voice joined the frequency. And another. None registered anywhere. At 1:37 a.m., the voices stopped using the radio. They came from outside, picked up faintly by the recorder, calling Elena by name. The desert lights appeared, moving, circling, wrong. Elena documented everything. Until she said the words investigators can't explain. They're repeating my transmissions. At 3:41 a.m., Elena made her final entry. Her voice was steady. This is dispatcher Elena Ward. The voices are not aircraft. They are responding to distress patterns. The recorder captured footsteps. The deadbolt unlocking. A door opening. And a final whisper. I understand now. The tape ends at 4:02 a.m. The door was found locked again. Red Mesa still monitors that frequency. And sometimes, late at night, it records something faint. A dispatcher's voice. Still answering calls. Elena Ward followed protocol. She logged everything. She documented the anomaly. She stayed at her post. And she disappeared anyway. If this story unsettled you, it should. Because nothing here relies on superstition. Only systems that failed, records that don't align, and a voice that never stopped transmitting. If you believe silence means safety, remember this story. If you monitor emergency channels, remember Elena Ward. And if you ever hear a call that doesn't appear in any registry, one that repeats your own words back to you, ask yourself whether answering is the right choice. Subscribe for more. Cases buried by time and paperwork. Like the ones they never expected us to find. Because some frequencies don't go quiet. They just wait.